For a film that I had such vast interest for in Tribeca this year that tried its best to elude me, I got it figured out, I got it watched, and I'm here to talk about it, and I have a lot of thoughts. Ladies and gentlemen, let's jump into my review of the new film, The Everything Pot. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel today for another review. And today we're going to be reviewing the new film, The Everything Pot, which made its world premiere this year at Tribeca Film Festival 2024 under the Spotlight Narrative category. This is also brought to you by writer-director Cerise Dorf, who makes her directorial debut here. But nonetheless, you know, in terms of Tribeca coverage, this was a film that I had a lot of interest in. And I'm not going to get into everything, but like this film avoided me. I tried. I really wanted to see it. Things almost ain't work out for me, but I did get an opportunity to see it. And I'm a little late to getting this review out nonetheless, but I'm very excited to talk about it. And beyond the politics of why I didn't get it initially, I got to say, Cherise, just a fantastic job here in her directorial debut, and also as the writer of this film. This film, by all means, was a lot of laughs. Like a lot of laughs. And beyond the laughs too, I think like it tells a relatable story. I think there's also a lot of lessons learned that people can take from this. And I think the character dynamics just worked very well. And then of course the cast really showed up and showed out up and down the board. And I'm going to break it all down and whatnot. But I want to start off with the title, because The Everything Pot, I was like, I don't know if I've heard of that before. And I know there's going to be somebody in the comments like, wait, you've never heard of The Everything Pot? No, I hadn't. So I thought this title was definitely pointing to a lot of different things instead of it actually being a kitchen pot. And in fact, I said, The Everything Pot. So if it's actually like a pot, I would guess by the name it's cousins with the air fryer, because I don't think there was a better creation on God's earth than an air fryer that literally cooks everything. So I'm putting all these things together with the title, and while The Everything Pot definitely plays a significant purpose in this film, I was just so way off in terms of what I thought it was going to be. And I did quickly read the synopsis, where it states that a married 50-something Rachel RSVPs and sends a gift way too quickly to an acquaintance's wedding. The seemingly insignificant flux pass snowballs into a series of misunderstandings and threatens to destroy two marriages at once. So I like this. This is exactly what I want to hear. This sounds like it was going to be some drama. Of course, I knew it was also listed as a comedy in terms of the genre. But yeah, it had a lot of good things that I was like, yeah, I need to see this. And then the cast, our stars of this film, Lisa Edelstein, who plays Rachel, James Wolk as Charlie, Erik Griffin as Adam, Delaney Rowe, who is completely fantastic in this, as Claire. And I will say, while it does talk about two married couples, Gina Torres as Gail comes in and really takes this film to the next level. That's like one of those, like in basketball you say six man, but like in this case, this is like the icing of the cherry on top, or the icing on the cake, because like she just really takes everything that was already great and just really adds so much more to this film. But to get into the weaves of this now, I gotta say this, like, first of all, I'm going to continue to give praise to Cherise, because I think with such a brilliant yet fantastic story and directorial debut, I can't wait to see what she does next. I'm completely on board. I thought, like, in terms of the production, in terms of like allowing the stars to like be put in good situations so that they can truly show their talent, that while every single character that has a part in this film shines, there is no one lead. Everybody brings something across the board, which is great. I think that's absolutely the work of the director, to ensure that you make sure your cast shines and you make sure that your story is being told and acted out in a way that you envision. And they execute that across the board to the T. And then like to kind of come down into the dynamics now. Now Lisa and Erik, who is Rachel and Adam, who is our first married couple here, they work really well together. And, you know, that's going to be tested, obviously, in this film. But, like, for what it's worth, how authentic this relationship feels is definitely a sense of, like, I know that couple. I know that couple. And they definitely talk a lot about the assumptions of marriage, and they have great banter with one another, great dialogue with one another. So like it feels very organic to the point that like maybe there was a camera just in a corner of a household, and this was actually picking up legitimate dialogue between a married couple here. But Rachel's former colleague is getting married, and that's Charlie, played by James Wolk, and he's getting married to Claire, played by Delaney Rowe. Now, look, if you know Delaney, you know Delaney has this comedic background, but it should be very much known and yet respected that Delaney is a great actor. A great actor. You do, and we'll see the comedic chops, but like great actor. And then I also got to say that when it comes down to Charlie here, as James is Charlie, like he's such a lovable face and likable character at parts. You know, it gets questionable at times. You know, you're going to kind of figure out what side of the fence you want to be on with these characters, but they work really good together. They have a great dynamic that they also feels like a fresh new couple engaged to be married and really put into perspective about what marriage looks like for them. So like, you know, these type of conversations are being had. Like I said, like they really work really how organic these relationships are. But as I mentioned, listen, Rachel by herself, take away out of the marital status, is that there are people like Rachel who wants to just be like assertive, like, hey, a friend of mine's getting married, I got an invite, let me do my due diligence and get them a gift. And the gift was the everything pot, and when she ordered it, it gets there early. So like red flags are going up, because like, wait, why is this random person, at least that's how Claire perceives it, who's this person that's being the first to RSVP to the wedding? She got an invite, first of all, like why? And then her gift is here so early, like that seems a little overstepping. And that's where like things start to come into place, because there will be a question of interest in one another, past relationships, and then there's going to be a little bit of some strategy across the board, and very strategical flirting, shall I say. There's a lot of different things that goes on in the film, and that, again, with that, it gets entirely messy here. But yeah, with the gift being delivered already, it reeks desperation on one end, you know, and all these sorts of different words that I'm throwing out there in terms of describing the scenarios. Like you're going to see that and so many more. But also, I will say too, like with the relationship that's happening with Rachel and Adam, they have a daughter, and with their daughter Penelope, you know, have grown up and now away at college. Like, I guess there's a sense of purpose being missed. So, like, for them to have an opportunity to get to a wedding, to have fun and whatnot, seems innocent until we understand that, well, Rachel and Charlie have a past, and, like, they're kind of buddy-buddy in a way that the couples, their respective partners are kind of looking like, wait, what? And so, like, you will see insecurity on one hand, but then you may also see a sense of, like, acceptance. You know, it's with all these different things that, like, are very realistic in relationships are all in the film. But yeah, and then it becomes like a chess match between Rachel and Claire, because Claire wants to get to the bottom of the situation. She wants to know genuinely what's up with Charlie. Is Charlie actually interested in Rachel? Is Rachel interested in Charlie? She needs some reassurance before she as they say, jump the broom here. So, you know, listen, friendships will be tested for everybody. And then there will be some questions about Charlie. I said, like, he may come off as a likable face, but to me, as a man, I started to think, like, is Charlie actually ready for marriage? Because, yeah, it may seem good on paper and whatnot, but some of his actions aren't really backing that. And, it starts to wonder, was Rachel the one that got away? Or for Rachel, was Charlie the one that got away? And while Rachel and Adam seems to have a relationship that's working, there will be some question about if that's actually true. And yeah, they're 23. They've been married for 23 years. They have a grown child. What's next for them? So there's a lot of tea in this, the drama, the awkwardness. It gets kind of crazy. And the dynamics, it gets messy. It feels like a reality show at times. I mean, jealousy is at a high, and whatnot. But when I talk about some of the particular scenes of this film I really like the text message scene was flat out hilarious. I mean, it really just showed everybody and their motives and just how some folks are just on drastically different sides of the table or different sides of the book, whatever you want to say. But people are just on different opposite ends of everything, and it become pretty petty in terms of some revenge and whatnot. So the everything part, how does this all come into play? Adam don't care about none of this. While he does have some suspicions about Rachel and Charlie, while he is very much acceptance of Charlie initially, he don't care about any of that. He says, I need my everything pot back. If y'all relationship ain't gonna work, y'all not getting married, I need the everything pot. And it's so funny because Adam's motive is not about anything else but that. So at times when you see these very romantic dynamics being challenged, Adam is like, give me my everything pot back. And I think it's hilarious because if I gifted somebody an air fryer in its prime, I'd be the same way. I'm not going to give you God's greatest creation and don't expect it back. If y'all not getting married, if it's not for the cause, I'm going to need that back. You know what I mean? It is completely hilarious. And I think, again, there's just such fantastic acting. The drama is there. It's messy. It is jaw-dropping moments in terms of the developments, in terms of different things. But yeah, it's cute and it feels good and it will give you a smile. And then there's times you will tense up. There's times you may relate. And there may be a high case of a case study here one way or another. But it was across the board a good time. Now, truly, to be honest here, I wasn't overly in love with the ending. Maybe because I desired more from the characters, and that's fine to want more. But I gotta say, I don't know when this film is going to release, but it's definitely a movie that if I had to kind of give you a feeling in terms of what this movie is, it's for me, and I couldn't think of just one direct film, but I know sometimes when I'm browsing on streaming services, I come across a hidden gem on Hulu or Netflix. This feels like that. So if it gets a theatrical release, I think it's definitely worth a watch. But I think this film is going to get really popular once it hits the streaming service. And that's just kind of the name of the game nowadays, is that some people don't wait. But some people wait till things get to streaming services and discovers fantastic films or series and whatnot. And I feel like this film should do well on both ends. It should do good in theaters, and it definitely is going to do good once it hits streaming services. But it's one of those films where you're just that plot looks interesting. Watch it, and you're like, that was great. I need to tell somebody. So, by all means, the film that tried to get away from me this year, Tribeca coverage, I got a chance to watch it, and it's great. The Everything Pot is definitely one to put on your list to keep an eye out for when it makes its release. Just great job across the board from the cast, the director, the production management as well. Listen, Amy DePaula, who I'm familiar with, I'm starting to think anything I see Amy on, and this is no bias because I've met Amy before, but this is no bias. But anything I see Amy on, I think I'm gonna have to keep an eye out for her. This film really came together on all ends to really give you a very solid production. So without a doubt, you want to check out the Everything Pot. Again, making this world premiere this year at Tribeca Film Festival, and hopefully to a theater near you very soon. So keep your eyes glued for it. But let me know your excitement. Did this sound like a film you're interested in? I'm telling you, the drama, how maritals, couples or potential married couples and whatnot, how all those things are going to be challenged. It's the tea. It's heavy on this one here. You're going to have a good time. You will absolutely have a good time. But yeah, let me know in the comments, folks, your interest, your excitement, your thoughts after you see it. And as always, stick around for more reviews and content here at Big Gold Belt Media very soon. Thank you for watching, folks.